Hello, beautiful stars. Once again, we are here with Dr. Ben Goins, health warrior. He's wonderful. Um, some of you have purchased his detox system, which thank you. We appreciate it. It's for you. And I do suggest, guys, what I did is when my tax money came in, I immediately took a chunk off for this detox system. So I kind of suggest maybe thinking about it. The link will be in the description. So hi, Ben. Haven't seen you in a while. How are you?
Hi, Courtney. I'm doing really great. I've been working my butt off this month. It's been really fun. I've done like 3 interviews, and I've seen you've been super busy as well. So
Yeah.
making videos, stuff.
Um, I actually saw one of those videos. I can't remember what channel it was on. It was really good. I'm happy that more people want to interview you and get the word out. Yeah. So
Yeah. What
busy.
what what happened was about a year and a half ago, I had to increase my prices because I saw the inflation coming. And now the inflation, I've been able to keep my prices stable, and inflation has gone up so much it's caught back up with my products, and now people are like, oh, your products aren't expensive at all, like this is a good
Right.
deal, but about a
Right.
year ago people were complaining like, oh, it's too expensive, but now they see everything else has gone up double, so it's like, okay, they understand why.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Yeah. And that's why I said at the very beginning, I did, okay, I know what I'm going to have for my taxes. I did go, okay, I'm putting this towards that because we're all living through it, from debt, gas to food to whatever it may be. It's still rolling out, as they would say.
It was stressful last month, man, when the price of eggs was double. It was like I was buying eggs from my neighbors. So I'm
Yes.
gonna keep doing that, but it
Yeah.
was cheaper to get it from them than the grocery store.
Yeah, definitely. Well, and then one of my friends that her daughter started selling their eggs. Supposedly, like, when it got real cold here, the chickens were just like, "No, no, we're too cold. No." And it's like, I didn't even think they did that, but okay. Oh, and I have to say this is funny. Everybody's gonna think this is funny. So my husband and I, we continuously go back to the conversation of having chickens. And so a few months ago, I said, "Do we need to put it back on the table? Should we get chickens or not?" Just the discussion. I got some eggs from a friend, and she didn't have time to clean off, well, the chicken shit. And that night, because my husband's a night eater, he might be like half asleep,
Oh
kind of
no.
off his face, and we didn't have any sweets in the house. That's his go-to. And he comes out, kind of stomping around like he's half awake. "Where are any of the cookies? Where's sweets?" I said, "I'm not baking anything right now. It's like 11 o'clock." I said, "And I have to still clean off the chicken shit." His face, as if I woke him out of full sleep. He said, "What? What are you talking about?" I said, "Honey, I just got the eggs tonight. I still have to wash them." And I said, "Unless you want to wash them right now, then I'll bake something for you." And he was freaking out. "What do you mean chicken shit? What do you mean? Where do you think the eggs come from, sweetheart?" And then and he's freaking. And I said, "Is that our decision? I think that's our decision right there." And he said, "Yes, we're not doing chickens."
Well,
Because I,
that's a good segue into a good point, which is if you get food poisoning, you do 10 drops of silver
yes,
immediately, and it will
yeah,
take care of it.
exactly. Yeah, that's true. I mean, and even the quality of food and stuff like that. I mean, guys, most of our food that is natural, eggs, vegetables, you do gotta wash it, like, regardless, because yeah, even like the spinach you might buy in the store that says wash 3 times. What? You know. So Ben, your newsletter for March was
I
actually
I kept
interesting.
it super simple and easy because I just wanted to get a really simple point, which is just because I always have questions this, what color are the products supposed to look? And then I want people to understand how easy it is to tell by color if something goes wrong. It's immediately noticeable by color.
Yeah, and I have to say so, and I'm gonna try to pull that up here so I can show everybody. Um, when I saw that, I went, oh, this is great. I also have to say here, and I'm going to hold up some product, guys. So Ben also puts these color coding like rubber bands around it. So you can immediately distinct between, okay, so that's yellow, or, neon yellow. It looks like that's gold. He puts color around it. And I have to say, one of the people that bought through me, they were buying it for one of their loved ones who their eyesight's really bad. So I was also telling them, well, okay, with the silver, get, yellow tape, or not the silver, I'm sorry, the gold, get, yellow tape or something. So it's not just the color of what's in the bottle. Guys, pay attention to the color. He makes it very clear to you how it's labeled. There, silver is blue. Iodine is this pinkish purple. And I'm saying this because of, if you are thinking about buying some and you're worried about that kind of thing, like, I don't want to mix anything up, he labels it very well. And then if you need even more, put some yellow tape on it. Put something, you see what I'm saying, Ben? It's
Yeah,
not,
the rubber bands are they, when the label's dry, I put them on there, but also it helps when they're being shipped so the bottles don't break. But also people like to leave them on there, like you say, for color coding, so they can see visually which bottle is which. And the only two you want to keep, the silver and gold go in water, where the iodine goes on your skin. So that's
right.
the only thing people might get confused and maybe try to put the silver on their skin or something. But there's
Yeah,
different ways to use all of them. And it's not that the iodine can't go in your mouth; it can. It's just you shouldn't if you have metal fillings. It's an extra safety feature, me telling people to put it on their skin. So,
right.
but yeah,
We have,
and the colors on the rubber bands don't necessarily match the colors of the products. Remember, the
oh,
gold is supposed to be pink inside. So I used to use pink rubber bands for gold. I might go back to that. But
I think it works because when I think of gold, I think of yellow.
right,
You
that's what people think of. But yeah, the medicinal gold, when it's 10 nanometers, it actually refracts the light and it looks a pink color inside of it. So yeah, the gold, it's got yellow rubber bands, but it's pink. Actually, I want to ask you, I want to do a quick quiz. Okay, so that was the whole point of the newsletter. If you read the newsletter, if you looked at your products, if you're paying attention, you should be able to pass this quiz. Are you ready?
okay.
Pop quiz, the
Uh,
pop
uh,
quiz. Look on your face. This is so fun. Okay. So what color is the new iodine supposed to be on the inside when you pull up the dropper?
and I'm not
Um,
allowed to like
no
open it.
cheat, just what is it supposed to be?
The the iodine, I call it like a brownish, but it maybe like amber. I'm
Yeah.
trying to horrible with colors.
Right. It's like a brownish amber. Okay. Yeah, so that good job.
Okay.
Now,
Oh,
okay, I'm gonna give you a harder question. Um, if you put a drop of the iodine on a piece of paper, what color will it turn?
oh, I don't know. Maybe pink. I don't know.
You don't know? You
I
never
don't
tried it?
know. Why would I waste it on paper? It's supposed to go
I
on.
know. It's true. It'll turn purple.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. Yeah.
Interesting.
So it really will. So
Huh.
unless, okay, now if you put a drop of iodine on a piece of paper that's coated in brominated flame retardant, what color will it turn?
Oh, yeah. That's I've already built this pop quiz apparently. I'm just gonna
It
accept.
won't turn the color. Paper, when you put a drop of iodine on it, it's supposed to turn it purple. If it doesn't, it means there's some kind of coating on the paper. And a lot of the paper products have brominated flame retardants, which is bromine. A lot of people
Right.
are getting poisoned by their paper products, but you can actually test your paper with the iodine. So you got to get the uncoated paper plates, the uncoated paper towels, because most of the paper plates, paper towels are all coated these days. And have you ever seen the cardboard? You burn the cardboard and it
Yeah.
won't burn. It goes like a
Yeah.
sickly green color. A lot of
Yeah.
the cardboard has the brominated flame retardants on it. So it's just
Because Brad just this was a few months ago.
mhm.
He was like, Courtney, the paper towel that we have, not only does it have that, the bromine, but it also, he was like, there's like metal parts in there. Like
Yeah.
It's got a whole bunch of stuff in there, and most Americans, we kind of grew up with, okay, we're gonna microwave something quick to eat. Just put a piece of paper towel over it. I mean, I'm talking about the general Joe out there. Or you're making lunch for somebody and you wrap their sandwich in paper towel. There's actually a lot of chemicals and metal in just that single sheet. I had no idea.
And if you put a drop of my iodine on it, it probably will not turn purple because it's probably got the coating and stuff in it. You can tell the
Ah,
difference immediately using the iodine as a test with the color. So now, okay, here's an easy question. If your iodine goes bad, what color will it look?
this is when Courtney would just start filling in bubbles. Telling um, clear? I don't know. What would
That's
it look?
correct. Yeah, it'll look
Oh,
clear.
look at that. That's a
Yeah.
pre-bubble for me.
And
Awesome.
if you look at the bottle of iodine and you look closely in the small print, I even have it written on there. If it turns clear, contact me for a replacement. Okay.
Okay.
Um,
Okay. Cool. Good to
and
know.
the iodine is the one that does it most often. It goes bad the most easy out of all of them. And it's not
Okay.
that the iodine itself goes bad; it just evaporates out. It's hard to keep in the bottle. Yeah. So on the right there, you see what color it's supposed to look. On the left, that's a bottle that's 5 years old and it's clear. It's very, very noticeable when you have good iodine or if it's gone bad. And if it goes bad, the system is designed to last a solid 6 months. So if it goes bad in less than 6 months, then I replace it. Actually, I replace it if it goes bad in the first 2 years. It doesn't matter how long if you still have it, if it goes bad, I replace it. I've never not
Right.
replaced anyone's iodine,
Yeah.
but it's
Yeah.
very, very noticeable. I just want you to see it has a color to it. If it goes clear, it's when you're using it every day, it should be very, very obvious. You'll notice if your iodine is clear versus not. Okay. So I just want
Right.
people to know that it's very simple, but I have had people like, "Hey, Ben, I've been using your iodine and it doesn't feel like it's doing anything." And I said, "Okay, well, look at it. Does it look clear?" They're like, "Oh, yeah, it's clear." It's like, "Yeah, it's not doing anything."
Oh,
There's a
okay.
reason it's not doing anything if it's clear. you know?
Yeah. I mean, honestly, Ben, this is one of the most valuable newsletters because this is all practicality stuff. This is stuff that us regular people, we wouldn't know. We would just keep,
Right.
yeah,
It's very basic stuff, but it's stuff I really want people to know. And I'm going to simplify this and just as simple as possible. And I just put a few pictures. This is the easiest, shortest newsletter I've ever written almost. Okay.
yeah.
But next question. Are you ready?
Sure. I got that one right. For
Okay. What color is the silver supposed to be?
clear.
No.
Yeah.
Well, that's not correct for my silver. Clear is correct for ionic silver, which is not what I have. Okay.
Okay.
If
So
your silver is clear and it's actually silver, then you have ionic silver. You do not have colloidal silver. You have
oh,
ionic silver.
good to know because of
Okay.
false marketing out there, folks. Good to know.
And there were a lot of products like that, and they were using stuff like the biggest one was Sovereign Silver, and they were calling it silver hydrosol, and they had everyone tricked into thinking they had colloidal silver, and really they were selling ionic silver. And
Wow.
there's a newsletter on silver about that. But don't worry
Wow.
about it. Colloidal silver is not supposed to be clear. Okay. The
Okay.
10 nanometer particles, they refract light. It has a color. All right. I'm going to let you cheat.
I just opened the bottle. I
Open the
told
bottle and look at it.
I think that's how Courtney did pass through school anyways. I'm just gonna cheat. What the
All right. What color is the silver supposed to be?
it's that's a get. Okay, well see, I'm hoping I have the right color. Mine is like a yellowish, kind of what good
Hold it
pea
up.
should
Hold it up. Yep.
is.
It's kind of like an amber brown yellowish kind of.
Yeah.
That's correct. That is the color. That right there, that color, that's the really highest quality colloidal silver you can possibly get is what you're looking
Okay,
at right there.
cool.
And what's really weird is you won't know the answer to this, but I'll just ask you just to
Yeah.
what color is low quality colloidal silver supposed to look like? That's high quality colloidal silver you're holding. If you and
Okay,
I told you ionic silver is clear,
right.
that was high quality colloidal silver. What does low quality colloidal silver look like?
Mud. That's what
It actually can refract the light white. It can have like cloudy white color. Yeah.
Oh,
When the
yeah,
particles are like 100 nanometers and larger, so when like a lot of the homemade colloidal silver, it might be a cloudy white. Okay. And that's
okay.
the particles are too big. Uh, I won't get into the chemistry of it. Well, I will a little bit. There's called Me scattering versus Riley scattering. It has to do with the size of the particles in relation to the weight, the size of the of light. And when the particles are smaller than the so
Go,
everyone may not understand this, but I'll just say it in case
go.
anyone's listening. So visible light, what humans can see is I think it's like 400 to 700 nanometers wavelength. Okay. And when the particles are smaller than that, when they're almost the size of that, like 100 nanometer particle colloidal silver, it refracts cloudy white. But when they're like way smaller, like minus 10 nanometer silver, it refracts wavelength dependent and it has a color to it, which for this size and quality colloidal silver, that's what it looks like. It looks kind of like an amber brown color.
That's amazing.
Okay. And okay, here's bonus question. If you drink gallons and gallons of the cloudy white stuff, the low quality colloidal silver, what color can you turn yourself cosmetically?
White? No. Clear?
No,
Now you're just a ray of
blue.
light? Blue.
Yeah,
Oh,
that's the Argeria, the Smurf people, or Lord Vishnu, or the Hindu gods. If you drank lots of
I-
low quality colloidal silver, you could turn yourself blue on purpose, like the Blue Man Group.
yeah. Have you ever heard of the blue people of the Appalachians?
I haven't, but I don't know if they're using
Like
colloidal silver or what they're doing, or
something genetically, those people had a blue tint. So it might have been something in the soil, the water. You should look into it, Ben, because that was where my thought first went is, oh, there was something going on, with what they were growing. I don't know. It's a patch of people in the Appalachians that have a blue tint.
well,
It's
a lot of the Pictish, like Scottish, they're kind of from the area of Scotland. The people kind
yeah,
of extinct now called the Picts. They would
yeah,
paint themselves with blue war paint and
yeah,
stuff. So this idea of the hill people turning themselves blue is a very old concept. It's very
yeah,
popular. To
yeah.
I'm not sure how they were. In Egypt, they were using faience for the blue, which was a different stuff. But I think for that it was copper in it that was turning the blue color. But yeah, so my this high quality colloidal silver, it's like an amber brownish color. Okay.
Yeah.
Now, what color? If it goes bad, what color does it turn?
Wait, the silver?
Yeah, it's very hard for the silver to go bad, but if it is possible, if it goes bad, what color will it turn?
So the low grade stuff looks more big white flakes, cloudy.
Yeah.
The good
You,
stuff has a nice, amber tint to it. So the question is if it goes bad, I don't know, does it have black flakes in it opposed to
it
white?
does. It'll turn like clear with like black or silver flecks in it. Yeah.
Yes, see, I
Yeah.
I passed that without even knowing anything.
And
Uh,
I've seen that when I was in Texas and I left a bottle that was open in the car in 106-degree weather repeatedly, and it was oxidation, and so it'll oxidize the silver and then it aggregates and then it falls out of solution, so it'll turn clear because the silver is not in the solution anymore, and they'll have little black flecks in it because the silver is all clumped together and oxidized. I didn't have any. I don't have any here that ever goes bad, so I didn't have any to show people. But I have. It is possible. Like
I
after
actually that I would have to leave the screen and go find it. But old product, not Ben's, very old product that once again, guys, I was like, I don't think this is doing anything. And we've had it for a few years now. Um, and it had the black flakes. That might be why I was able to answer that question because I kept going, I don't think this is right. Um, I just got to throw out that bottle now that Ben's in our lives. Um, okay, so that is a big difference then.
All right, now I have a bonus question for you.
Oh, another. Oh, okay.
Metaphysically, what color is silver?
Metaphysically, what color is silver? Blue?
It's actually green.
Oh, green.
Yeah, it's like the lucky heart chakra. I know that's weird, but silver is metaphysically
Wait,
green.
okay. What would be gold? See, now I'm curious. You know what gold would be?
I'll tell you in a minute, but first, metaphysically, what color is iodine?
Yellow,
Purple.
purple. Oh, that's right. You kind of said that at the
You
beginning.
can turn paper purple with it, but and the word iodine itself also means purple. But it is
Purple.
the royal purple. Yeah.
That's why it's hair of the crown.
Yeah.
Getting that all cleared up.
Yeah.
And that,
Iodine's like the crown and throat. Silver's like the heart. And
yes.
okay, so now let's talk about the gold.
Okay.
Okay, so normally you see like a bar of gold. It's kind of like a yellow. Everybody knows that, right? Okay,
Right.
but now when you get little 10 nanometer particles of gold, it's smaller than 10 nanometers, is significantly smaller than the wavelength of light, which is like 400 to 700 nanometers. So it refracts the light.
Yeah.
What color is it?
Pink.
And yes, in my product, New Gold, 50 ppm, 10 nanometers coated, it comes out a light pink color. That's right.
Man,
That
Ben, usually I have all my stuff like around me, but my stuff for my teaching classes is out there. And if you guys know the chakra system of colors, well, then that'd be green as your heart, purple is your crown, but there's a whole nother chakra up above your crown that's pink.
yeah. And
Yeah.
it's also like the gold, like the center of the gold around the heart is like pink too. It's
Yes.
but yeah.
Yeah. This is
So
wonderful.
and so now if the gold goes bad, what color does it turn?
Um, does it do the same with the silver, like dark spots? I don't know.
It'll go
I don't,
clear.
it'll go clear.
Yeah.
Oh,
So
look,
now all three of my products, if they go bad, what do they turn?
clear. Like
They turn
this is
clear. So it turns out it's pretty easy, right? They have a color to them. If they go clear, they go bad. Make sense?
so I want people to know though too, because everybody's gonna use a little bit of their tax money. Come on, guys, this is what you want to do. Trust me, this is what you want to do. Um, I will say my gold, it is good because of the lighting in my house. Like if I was in my kitchen right now, it would look clear
It's
because
like
of
a light
the
pink. It almost looks clear. It's light pink, but it'll be
when
like
I,
clear if it goes bad.
right. If I hold it up to, one of my rings here of light, I can definitely see the pink tint.
Yeah, it's still
So
good then.
yes, make sure your lighting is good because I don't really, I swear these rings of light is like all the light I have in my house. I try not to have too much light. Um, so all of it, if it goes clear and you're holding it up to a light source and it's clear, like it's definitely, this is clear, contact Ben or I. You know what I mean? Just contact us because it's, we want you to have good product, working product, right?
So what
Definitely.
once you're used to the products and you're using them every day, you see what color they are. I mean, if they change, it's very noticeable. You wouldn't like, oh, why is my iodine a completely different color? Why is my silver clear with black flecks in
Right.
it? But really, the silver is very hard to make the silver go bad. I showed in the newsletter I had a bottle that was 5 years old that was still good in
Yeah.
the newsletter. I don't know if you saw that. It was a little bit darker for a little bit of oxidation, but that thing was 5 years old and it was still good. Um,
I
so
do have a question. Sorry for interrupting.
yeah.
Let's say, do you sell them individually as well? Because so hear me out. When I was sick, I was taking a whole lot more silver, like
Mhm.
knock this out. Um, so what if people run out of like, oh, I still have plenty of iodine or gold, but my silver is low. Can they just purchase silver as
Yeah,
well? Okay,
absolutely. Yeah.
guys, you can. Also, I want to put out there, Ben, you might find this curious or interesting. So with the gold, now, Brad and I, we put it in actual water. We put our 2 drops in water and then drink it because I know putting it under the tongue was better. But if people don't know this, your throat, your tongue, all of it, the shapes as you're learning your regional language. And those around Chicago have fat tongues. That's where you get the bears, the bulls, the. We have very fat tongues and we interchange like T and D and N and everything's So people don't know this about us because it's not like, I took an Arabic class once and the first day the professor looked inside all of our mouths at our throats and our tongues to see, because that's a vastly different language from a different region. And yeah, it was like me and one other kid that she just went, oh, you have such a Chicago mouth. Like, so for us in particular, at least in this house, putting the drops under our tongue, it wasn't so much difficult to get there, but I realized we were running through gold pretty fast. And I think it's because we weren't feeling just the 2 drops. So we just kept dropping until it's like, oh, it's definitely in there. So we were ending up taking, I don't know, 6, who knows how much gold we were taking. So if things like that were to happen, you got really sick, so you're taking more silver, or for some reason you're really liking the effects of gold, I don't know, like whatever happens, if somebody runs out of more, like if they have the 3-bottle system, but if they run out more of like the silver, they can order that separately, right?
They can. It's just postage is so high. It's better people order
Yeah,
multiple bottles at a time, but
yeah.
we can do single bottles. But to
And
give you
that
an idea,
are
the system's designed to last 6 months, but and that's even using it. You use 1 drop a day, but even if you use 2 drops a day, it'll still last 6 months. But like if you use 4 drops of gold a day, it'll just last 3 months. If you use eight
right,
drops, it'll last.
right,
So it's but
right,
there's about 400 drops in the bottle, so you can do the
right,
math on that.
right. Mine was really because of the silver, and it was because I think now looking back, I think I was like, and bless this system. Seriously, guys, bless this system. I will eventually, yes, maybe discuss all that was going on with me physically, what was like coming out of me.
Well,
And
you
I'm
have a
hoping
voice this month, so that's an improvement.
I always month. I will maybe eventually talk. You know what? Screw it. Let's say it. So we know now, without saying too many words, we know, like with the autopsies that have happened, those blood clots, right? That do not look like blood clots. Now, like you can like cut through them. They look like long um worms, right? Have you seen that stuff, Ben? And I
Yeah, I've
don't
seen it.
I never took any precaution measures, let's say. But like I said in a previous video, I know I was getting affected in 2015 by stuff that I know also was coinciding, because I also got it that I was completely informed about what was coming in 2016. So it was a full, like, almost, it's a full scope for me that a lot of stuff was already in our bodies. And when I got sick in February, the problem was I immediately vomited his, like, I don't even know what the term is for that. It was a violent nonstop.
Projectile vomiting, that's what it's called.
Right, like and it wasn't so much projectile, but it was a nonstop. My
Mhm,
body was like, whatever just happened, get it out.
mhm.
And then for about 3 days after that, Ben, I was coughing up what looked like small, multiple times of those blood clot things.
Wow.
So of course my throat, and once I saw, that kind of started happening the second day after I threw up, and no wonder I lost my voice, because I was like, I mean, everything in my body, I was like, get whatever the hell this is out of me. And the
Yeah.
only way it could come out was my mouth. So there was a lot going on. And guys, that's why I say praise IMedDo system, because at that time I knew this is not just because of X, Y, and Z from the past couple of years. This is going back to what I was experiencing in 2015. That you see when it was coming full circle, that I just went, okay. So Ben, really your system, I don't even know where I would have been because I was able to cough that shit out of me. Does that make sense?
Yeah, the detox works. It detoxes different ways. That's a
Yeah.
little more unpleasant than we want, but you gotta do what you gotta do.
The whole audience went,
Usually the
what?
detox is more gentle than that, but I mean, with these bioweapons, they're mean bioweapons, and your body has to get mean back sometimes. So if you got to throw it up out, it's okay, because they stack the poisons, and you're right, they go back. They've been poisoning people for
Yes.
years, and they have poisons that they'll give you one poison, and then another poison that makes the first poison more, and they'll just keep going. And
Yes.
if you just the layers and layers of
Yes.
poisons, and
Yes.
it's very difficult to detox them if you don't have a very sophisticated detox system like we
It's
have.
not.
So,
It
but it
looks like,
works. It really
yeah.
works.
Excuse me.
Oh, so that was a segue into. I heard that you're going to get an aura color reader at your new NEEM fair.
The
Is that right?
aura.
And what's fun is if you get an aura reader, you know where they do the art photography. That's what I'm talking about.
The aura. Yeah. So,
Yeah.
ladies and gentlemen, real quick, April 29th, if you're in the Chattanooga area, um, go 20 minutes south of Chattanooga into Ringgold, Georgia. Big holistic fair during the day, great bands and performances in the night. Lots of stuff going on. One day, April 29th, Ringgold, Georgia, New Earth Energy Market at Patriots Hall in Ringgold. It'll be great. What Ben is referring to is the aura photographers. Yes, this is our first year with them, Ben.
And
That's going to be
well, I've gone to lots of fairs with aura photographers in the past. It's been a
great.
while, but they love the IMedDo system so much. Do you know why?
Oh, because of detoxing us, it detoxes the aura.
Well, you
I don't
can
know.
take a picture of your aura before, take a drop of iodine,
Yeah.
take a picture, your aura will be different. Take a drop of silver, your aura will be different color. Take a drop of
Oh,
gold, your aura will be different. You can play with the products and your aura will change colors when you take the iMedDo system, and you can see it with the aura photography. It's really awesome. Somewhere in my files, I have a bunch of every fair I went to with the aura photographer. They had just went gangbusters with my system, taking pictures, and oh my gosh, it changes my aura, and you can take pictures of it. But you're going to be able to see that with the aura photographer there. It's going to be really fun.
oh my God. Wow. Okay. So I do have to say, most people love that. This sounds really ridiculous. And my husband is like, talking to me about it, like, Courtney, it's just this and it's light and it's light. And he wants to talk to me all about light. People might think I'm crazy because I'm here recording myself. I'm kind of afraid of being photographed out in the wild. like I, I'm a little bit afraid of it, which is odd because I'm talking to a screen right now. I do this always, but it's like different for me when it's like Courtney out in the wild. I don't know how to explain it. So my husband's like, no, Courtney, it's just your light. And I went, yeah, I know, which is even more scarier. I don't know if I want people to see all that. But it is really cool though, guys. You should come. They're gonna have their own little section. And if you've never done it before or even seen it, it is really cool. And the fact that can it change that fast, Ben?
Yeah, yeah. The aura photographers. Yeah, I'm trying to remember like when people were kind of sick, like their aura was usually had like more red in it, and then when you take the silver, usually it would turn more green. I think the iodine would usually turn it more purple, and I think usually when you take the gold, it more like white light kind of. I think was if I remember correctly. I haven't done it in a number of years, but yeah, every fair I've ever been to, because I used to do fairs all the time. Like I was going back to like 2015, so like 2015 to 2018, I did a lot of fairs with a lot of aura photographers, and it does something to the aura. You can see it. It's pretty cool.
Okay, cool. I wonder if we can maybe work something out with them and see if we can get pictures and then we can show these people. Because I
Yeah,
mean,
you'll see it.
that's a definite. This works. That's a definite. Um, wow. Yeah, it's gonna be a lot of fun. And we have a new juice guy that's coming too. So I bet you guys can start talking as well. Like
Oh
there's
yeah.
be some new people there this year, and it's gonna be a lot of fun. I'm just now, this sounds, it sounds bad, but it is what it is. Because a lot of the logistics is kind of coming to a close. Like now, okay, I get to look at all the fun little stuff instead of the big, like, oh, are all the vendors in place? You know what I mean? Like the big stuff. Um, Now my excitement's building. Now it's
Well,
like, oh, a lot of fun and not just business, you know.
I went to
So
your fair last year and it was just awesome. I was blown away by the belly dancers actually last year. I was like,
we're
they're
gonna
coming out.
have so many yeah, the guys really like belly dancers. We're gonna have so many belly dancers, Ben. We have we have like 4 different music talents happening. We have 2 different belly dancing troops and solo belly dancers. There's so much happening.
Did I see you had like a rapper or something? You
No,
had some kind of
he is actually this amazing DJ, that so do you remember from last year the sound healer Jenny?
Mhm.
She's going to be doing sound healing, but at like 5 o'clock, she's actually going to go on stage and start performing just family fun music. My husband will join her to like kind of fill out the sound. And while she's doing that, her boyfriend, Matt, who is DJ Late Circuit, he's going to be setting up his turntables. And when she's done, he's going to be going. Belly dancers are happening. Um, do you know? You might have heard of him because he's kind of a local legend. Crazy Flute.
Oh yeah, the yes.
Yeah,
Native American guy. Yeah.
he actually he finally sent me his full bio, and I was like, wow, you've won 1,000 different awards. And he was the Native American Music Awards nominee for 2022. He's got albums out there, tons of awards. He's playing, and then Organized Chaos is playing at the night. Oh, and I just found out, Ben, at the end, because at the end of this, like all the musicians and belly dancers, everybody's kind of doing their own thing, right? Well, we are most likely ending with a very big drum. Uh,
Ooh, big drum circle.
yeah, you know what I'm saying. Very.
My wife plays the darbuka. She might want to get in on that.
He most likely could. I mean, we're at that point, the end of the night, which is a very long day. So everybody send Courtney energy. Yes, thank you. Um, at the end of the night, yeah, we're gonna be ending it very well. So
Tell everyone
um
the date and location again on this. This is not
yeah,
something you guys want to miss. This is going to be like the most awesome holistic fair slash concert
yeah,
party. I guess
yeah,
it's going to be amazing.
growing, growing to, my goodness, this thing's down the road, guys. So if you start now with us, keep coming because it's gonna be a thing one day. Um
It's in 1 month. When is it? It's
April 29th. It's the last Saturday of April.
yeah, April 29th in Ringgold, Georgia, which is kind of near Chattanooga,
Yeah, it's about 20
Tennessee.
minutes. Yeah. Nice little Ringgold, Georgia, too. I mean, it's you can always hang out in Ringgold for a minute as well. April 29th, doors open at 10, music and performances start at 5. So I'm trying to tell people, come early and get your readings done. Talk to Ben. You know, learn, get your healing on. Get your healing on, right? Earlier, and then stay for the night, because the night is, you know, we will definitely be doing things. And Ben, because you're a product vendor, your table is still going to be present until 7 o'clock.
Oh, thank you.
So
That'll be
like,
fun.
yeah, once the music starts at like 5, the healers and the readers, we're going to break them down to make more space for when the dancers are coming. But product vendors are still going to have like 2 more hours of being able to sell their product. So yeah, even if they come, at 4 o'clock, and you plan on staying, a good while, and there's refreshments that people can have. So it's it's worth it. Oh, and only $5. Seriously, $5 to get in.
And
$5.
Who else you got going on there? Last year there were like people doing sound bowls and all kinds
Yes.
of healing and
We have,
readers and what else?
as
What
far
all?
as healers, we have a chiropractor, we have sound therapy and healing sound baths. We have Reiki. We have hand waxing. Oh, that is so nice. If you guys haven't done it, hand waxing. Um, we have herbalists. We have you, Ben, with your wonderful detox. We have tarot readers and channelers and vendors as well. Oh, natural, all natural makeup, all
Oh, cool.
beautiful natural makeup, because this is supposed to be natural products. We have a guy that has all natural and also vegan free, like he's vegan, all natural juice. And I've tried it. It is good stuff. Um, we have those selling jewelry, the ones that do the wraps with the crystals and we have so much going on. We have ones that will talk to you about how their healing modality helps with the subconscious, and like Zach and Gina, they do great stuff. There is so there's so much and the aura photographers, it's just it's a good time. It's a good time. It's a good feel. It's a good experience. So not only do they get to learn about different healing modalities, learn about different products, learn about all this stuff and experience some of it, it's also coming together with like-minded people and just having a good time. Just because, and the name of it is New Earth Energy Market. That's exactly what we're trying to do. We're trying to bring in the energy of the new earth, so
And
he's a
I
good.
love the sea turtle. It has like a sea turtle logo. What's the story on the sea turtle? Tell us about the sea
Oh,
turtle.
really? Oh my God, I guess nobody ever asked me about that. So originally this started with like, it was supposed to be a trio, me and two others that were going to kick this off. And I started I got the venue and this and that. Well, then those two kind of fell away. So then it just became mine. And I went, I'm gonna need a logo. I'm gonna need this. Like, what is going on? Um, and I also had started a podcast years and years ago with somebody that also kind of fell away as well. And both of them ended up being turtles. So I guess I'll explain. And I did not do that logo. Dom Enoch out of Brooklyn, a beautiful self-taught graphic artist. I adore him. Dom, if you're listening, you got to get on here, buddy. He actually did that logo for us. Sweet, beautiful man. But he's up in, I want to say the Bronx. So, or I think Bronx. He always is like, I'm not from there. And I always get Bronx and Brooklyn confused, but there is a big distinction. He's somewhere up there. So Dom, we would love to get you on here, by the way. I talked to him and I said, I don't really know. I kind of use turtles because that's what my representation is. So for me, I was raised with the sign of the turtle. I was raised with many of the Native Americans in the Plains area, which I'm from. Their symbol for the circle of life, the reproductive system, the balance of masculine and feminine, all reincarnation, just the circle of life, family, stability, substance, that kind of thing, the land, right? Because all of that really does go together, right? There is
Mhm.
no distinction between us and the four-leggeds and this and that. We're all together in this, on this beautiful land. Many of them, their sign for that, their symbol, like Christians wear the cross, is a turtle. And then some also believe that we are on the back of a turtle, Turtle Island. That's another
Yeah, I've heard
form.
that.
It's another form of belief, but it actually kind of intertwines with the Plains Indians. It really can.
Yeah, I've heard
So
that's one of with the Native Americans creation stories was
it
about
is.
that, right?
It
Okay.
is. But also, it also is kind of also over in India a little bit. So like the stories semi overlap. I didn't want to get into it too much because it is a creation story. So
Well, my generation, we were very into the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. So turtles are very near and dear to us as well. But I mean, I
yeah,
do know that
sure.
turtles are a symbol of wisdom. But
Yeah,
what I figured out is apparently in Asian culture, the dragon is a symbol of attack and the turtle is a symbol of defense. So I
yes.
love it because a turtle is like a shield, which is like what I do. It protects people and detoxes people. So for me, I
Oh,
love your logo. I think your turtle logo is just perfect for what I'm doing. So I love
that's
it.
great. Yeah, so I didn't want to try to be like getting into all the ancient stuff or the native stuff, but I was raised with the concept of we are on the back of a turtle. And turtle is that representation of life, the circle of life, creation, feminine and masculine. So, and like I love this picture. This is not the logo, but kind of like the cosmic turtle of different planes. Um,
Nice.
so our logo, if anybody's interested, is what he's talking about is this. Is
It's just a
the
really great logo.
yeah, because for me, once it became once it became of like, oh, this is now I guess all my projects. I went, well, then I guess it's gonna be mine. And for me, the turtle does represent that. If we are here to help create a new earth, it's still gonna be a turtle for me. You see what I'm saying? Like, it's still gonna go back to that original beautiful creation. Because that's what we're living on. So let's just try to it was one of those like I'm going to use subliminal messages here.
They have a turtle, I think, here in the Chattanooga Aquarium. I think they have a sea turtle there. I got some good
You
pictures of.
know, I
It's really
can't
cute.
I can't go in there.
Oh
I
no?
have I have an inner ear issue that I have trouble with water and even aquariums. You could have one in your house, and if I look at it, I'd be like, that I went in there once as an adult, and my legs automatically started crossing themselves. I couldn't walk out, and I was like, Brad, something's not right. Something's not. And my husband had to escort me out. Um, and I have a story about that about little Courtney. Little Courtney went to the Chicago Aquarium with all of her fellow classmates and teachers, and I kept feeling sick, really sick. Well, then they would walk me out and I would feel better. And then I would go back in, I'm feeling really sick. And then they would walk me out. Well, then I was fine on the school bus, going on the bus going home. That teacher called my mom that night and was like, we think she was just doing that for attention. Blah, 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 blah. She wasn't sick at all when she was on the bus or in the cafeteria. Well, listen, folks, I can't be around water like that. Um, I get really, it's an inner ear issue. And even Brad's going to put up a pool in the back. And even if I'm on my back deck and it's, going like this, oh yeah, my body starts going like this. Okay.
Just so you know, you can put the new silver in your ears. It's really good for ear
Okay.
infection, and if you have inflammation around your inner ear, it might help with that as well. So you
What
actually,
about when I moved here? I always had an issue with I really should go to a ear, nose, throat doctor, right? Because I've always had issues. And I think it's biologic how I was just made, but I also I've had many of falls, let's say. Probably that's why I can do what I do. Um, but since I moved to Tennessee, the valley of sickness, the valley of allergies, um, it's a big problem. So can I put that in my ears?
yes, put the silver in your ear. Absolutely. The gold too,
Uh,
you can, but you'll probably get the most benefit from the silver putting it in your ear. Yeah.
okay, because 'tis the season that I just got my voice back and I don't want to lose it again because of the allergies. It's in Chicago, they would report, oh man, high pollen count, we're in the 500s. As
Now,
you know,
usually the
air-
pollen you're going to breathe in your nose and probably get sinus infections for that.
well, the problem
Yeah.
is it doesn't, something's wrong with my um, sinus area here. So everything builds in the back of my ears. Like
Okay.
nothing rains. And then it starts to drip down my throat. none of this works correctly. So it builds behind my ears, then nothing comes out of my nose and it drips down my throat.
Well,
That's
I'm
why.
hoping that when you get fully detox, some of those weird problems are going to lessen. And the inner ear, if you've ever looked at it, it kind of looks like a little snail, like the cochlea.
Yeah.
And there's actually fluid in there, and there's little hairs that detect the fluid. And anything that screws up the pressure of the fluid, and what changes the fluid is like the salt content of the fluid. So any heavy metals or toxins or anything can screw
Oh,
up the pressure and the fluid in there. And then also there's the hairs. Sorry, I'm trying to show something, but
yeah, yeah,
uh,
yeah.
anyway, yeah, it's like a little snail, and there's like little, and there's fluid inside there, and
Yeah.
there's little hairs that detect it, and they they're motion sensors. There's two of them that
Yeah.
can detect when you go forward or backwards with the hairs. So the nerves can get messed up, the hairs can get messed up, but most commonly it's usually the fluid itself gets messed up because of toxins in the fluid, like heavy metals and things. And so I'm hoping that when you get detox that some of your inner ear issues will start clearing up.
I'll have to pay attention to. I'll have to pay attention because I. It's been almost my whole life, so I just don't. It's like you get used to it. So I'll have to pay attention if there is a
And
big.
question, how about hangovers? If you ever get a hangover, that actually is from the alcohol changing the osmolarity of the fluid in there, and that feeling of people when they have a hangover where the room is still spinning.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? That's actually the inner ear doing that, because the fluid in the inner ear is different from the alcohol, and that's what's causing that. And so
Huh.
pay attention, and you'll notice. Gold helps with hangovers, by the way. Helps with headaches. Um,
By the
uh,
way, yeah. So buy it now so you have it for the 4th of July, folks. Oh, I'm gonna use that gold for the 4th of July. It's a 6-month supply.
And then
Um,
the other thing is, it's possible sometimes if people start getting tumors, benign tumors, they could be pressing on some nerves or something. I'm not saying you have that, and even if you do,
oh,
you don't have to worry, because my thing is a triple anti-cancer as well as a triple antiviral. So
yeah,
it doesn't
yeah.
matter. Whatever the issue is, it'll start clearing up with my stuff.
I'll
I
have
guarantee you.
because I might have not even. I was dealing with all that weirdness in February that I
Yeah,
was
there's no
focused
telling.
that I haven't really, and then I'm realizing it's going to take me all of March to catch up from what I had to miss in February, which is fine. Um,
But with
but
pollen, it's usually inflammation. So usually the pollen is causing
but
inflammation.
yeah,
And that's why it's usually the silver and the gold that will really help, because they're the two that are anti-inflammatory.
yeah, yeah, I'll have to pay attention to that. Hey, what about animals? Can you give this stuff to animals or do we not go there?
Um, yes, we can go there. I'm not allowed to sell it for that, but people use it all the time, and it's very effective. So yeah,
Okay.
I used to have a product, New Kids, that I said for kids and pets, and the FDA threw a fit over that, so I had to change the labeling on it. But so now I sell silver, and gold and iodine for it. They're meant for humans, but people use them on their animals all the time, and they work great. I've saved the lives of a lot of animals,
Well,
especially
I
the
mean, because my dog is most have met my dog, or know about him. He's nothing but allergies. He's
yeah,
allergic to all food, the outside. He's allergic to like everything. That
yeah.
this season, when I go to walk him, starting probably very soon, at least the first 10 minutes of a walk, he's gonna be sneezing, and you can feel his ears get real hot, and it's because of his allergies.
And
So
I can tell you that my system works really good for mold allergies. Like the silver will kill mold. It doesn't necessarily work for all pollen allergies, but it will definitely work for the mold allergies.
and the
So,
inflammation that's caused by
and the
it.
inflammation part of it. And so, I have a lot of people who use my system for allergies, and they're usually using the silver for that higher dose. But when the silver is helping with the allergy, it's usually a mold allergy you're dealing with.
Oh,
Yeah, so my system's really great for mold allergies. It's so for other allergies. For other type of allergies, what people would do would be natural honey with the natural local pollen in it.
yeah.
Helps
I
your
try.
body attenuate to it.
Yeah, I try to. And it's so, like I was saying, like in Chicago, they would report, oh, pollen's high or whatever, ragweed, any of it. Oh, it's
Yeah.
high. the 500s. Down here, folks, I don't know why we're not repopulating the world with bees, because down here, they don't even report that, oh, it's a bit high until you hit 5,000. It's it's like that's a big difference.
Yeah,
I
last year I noticed I had ragweed growing up and I started pulling up the ragweed, but I learned to
oh,
notice where the ragweed is, but when that comes in, it's rough. But then on top of that, we have chemtrails and stuff, but it's not as bad here. But because we're in a valley, it can concentrate a little more too.
yeah, that's not as bad here. But I have always wondered about it because I love bees and we desperately need them. I'm glad the world's understanding that. And I'm thinking, this is like the one place on the planet, I swear, we should be the ones repollinating the world with bees. Because that, the joke is that Tennessee is the native word for Valley of Sickness, which is not true. It's the joke though, because the Tennessee Valley, it's like, and guys, you gotta know, so use Ben's system because there's an allergy clinic damn near on every other road. Like it's ridiculous here. So my whole system, because it already had issues, coming down here, it's like, oh, but now that I know that this would help with that, I'm gonna pay attention. If this season is different, you see what I'm saying? I know what all the other 7 years or so down here it was like. I'll be able to track that too then, Ben.
And I'm so
Yeah.
glad we're going into spring and summer, but I think spring just officially started. But
Yeah.
in the winter, a lot of people who suffered with like seasonal depression using the gold helps with that. So
Oh,
when
yes.
winter comes back around, yeah, the gold helps with seasonal depression. Um, which fortunately the sun's coming back out now, so we don't have to worry about that. It's spring. I'm so happy we made it through the winter. I'm ready to kayak again.
Yeah, yeah. You know what? That was one of the big reasons we moved down here. I couldn't do the winters anymore. I very much, I mean, I'm a sun baby. I want to see the sun all the time, not for 20 minutes. Like, and I just couldn't do it anymore. Um, I guess I never thought about that. It would, the gold would.
Mhm.
It's giving your sun. Wow. Oh, I love that.
Yeah, it's like liquid sunlight, and it's really good for activating vitamin D.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. Wow. Oh my goodness. Well, Ben, guys, if you want to actually meet Ben and you are local or thinking about traveling, if you're in some states nearby, um, come meet him April 29th. I mean, Ben loves talking with people. He, I should have said that. I know
I
we laugh.
do. I'm very talkative.
Yes,
Come
he's
talk to
very
me.
tough. Um, come out, talk to him, and if not, do a consultation. Like I said, if you get a little bit of that money from your taxes, please consider putting some aside for this because we just now covered allergies, the vitamin D. We covered the gamut, and we keep covering from thyroid to the detox to now my ears. Let's see what happens from all the different how it's helping the chakras. I mean, it's every single form of health. This is able to happen for you and create for you. I love it. I absolutely love it. And then we can begin to create more of the new earth that is still on the back of a turtle, by the way.
Yeah, I will definitely be there, and I really hope anyone watching this, if you are able to come out to that event, it is just going to be amazing because it was last year, and it's even going to be better this year. I've seen the
Yeah,
lineup of what she's got going on, and it's going to be just great.
yeah, it's gonna be great. It's gonna be fabulous. So, ladies and gentlemen, you beautiful stars, there's a link below. Follow Ben at least on Facebook. I know most of you have Facebook. So you can get the newsletters, so you can keep up with what he's got going on. Watch the other channels he's on, those because every interview hits different things, right? Um, and also I'll put a link for you to follow the New Earth Energy Market so you can see the lineup. It's gonna be great, definitely. And I'm hoping that Ben will be able to come back in April. If not, you have to come see him. That's how it goes. So Ben, thank you, my dear. This was fun.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah, yeah. Go have a lovely weekend. Hopefully it'll be nice for everybody. Bye, Ben.
Bye, Courtney. Take care.
Bye, you beautiful stars.